Welcome and welcome back to Mists of Time Emporium. I'm Joni, and today we'll be walking through the Oracle of Novice Witches. This is the deck I looked at for a while. I really love the artwork, but some of the keywords it seemed a little on the light side to me. So I thought, well, I'll get this deck and maybe I'll modify it. So it comes in this finger pull box. It's, again, beautiful, beautiful artwork. Very, very magical artwork. And it comes with this booklet. Now, once I started reading the booklet, I thought, oh, now those keywords make sense. The booklet definitely has more bite to it, more substance to it. So it's a full color booklet. And for instance, let's pick Starhawk. The particular charisma of witches comes from an inner light that transforms them into both healers and enemies of order. For American Starhawk, this charisma is rooted in environmentalism, pacifism, and feminism. In the 1960s, Starhawk, along with Diane Baker, founded the practice of reclaiming, a magical tradition based on a dialogue between the goddess religion and the fight for minorities, gender, and the environment. As an oracle, Starhawk invites us to rebel against injustice and inspires us to have a greater relationship with the female powers of equality and attention to other beings, no matter the species. So that's pretty powerful and pretty inclusive, and I love that. So I think I've decided not to take the keywords off the cards. So this is the back of the cards. Now this is a US Games deck, so you can purchase directly through them, or wait till it's got free shipping and everything so that they're competitive with other sources where you can buy it. So the stock is, US Games stock. It's kind of cardboardy and very high gloss. Also, I just want to take a moment to talk about my ring. Now, this ring is a Victorian ring. It's been passed down through the matriarchal line in my family, and I love, love, love this ring. I have loved it all my life. I always asked my mother if I could wear this ring on special occasions, and then when my mother passed, it came to me. So I'm very, very blessed to have this. And it reminds me of the women in my family that came before me, and it lets me know they're with me always. And these rings, this is a black glass scrying ring, so that's one of my witchy rings. And then this is also one of my witchy rings. That is a faceted onyx ring. So now on with the deck. So we have a series of cards. There are witches. There are witches' tools, and then there are witches' familiars. So this is the set of familiars. And again, these keywords are very, very basic. But when you read in the book about the familiars, it's very good. So again, I was going to take off the white edges and take this white border at the bottom off, and then just leave. Maybe I was going to even just cut out the artwork, but now that I have the cards in hand, it's always funny. When you get a deck in hand, it feels different than just seeing the deck. So I think I'm going to let her be. We're going to try it out this way. The choice of familiars is very familiar. They're kind of the standard ones that we think of, which is nice. And it's a good set of familiars. Wild familiars and domesticated familiars. If you have any questions about any of the specific cards, please leave it in the comment section below and we'll be sure to get back to you. So let's read B, because this is a good example. I'm going to try to find it quickly here. The magic of bees comes first and foremost from their social structure and the role they play for the planet. Bees live in a matriarchal society united by a single mind that protects the heart of the hive, the queen. They are a symbol of the Great Mother, of the female power of regeneration and preservation. Thanks to this, everything is connected. Every bee is also a successful alchemist. They make gold. For the Celts, this sweet gold was fermented to make the mead of the gods. As an oracle, the bee foretells an intense and satisfying job for which we may give our best. It can also indicate an unexpected and pleasing message. So again, you see the keyword and you go hard work, okay, but then you read the message and it's so much more. So I'm very pleased about that. And then we get into the magical items. I also like to read very intuitively, so I prefer not to have keywords on the cards. And it's an oracle deck, so there's not a standard definition for anything that we have to follow. But it does trigger, once I've read through the booklet, I spent some time with the booklet, the keyword will now trigger the information that's in the booklet. So, and again, I love this artwork. Very modern. And yet, it feels old school as well. What's a deck without Gandalf, right? So they have some interesting things, particularly about Gerald Gardner, how he does stand for foundations, but also, there was some non-positive aspects. The same with Aleister Crowley. Now, I myself do not have a Thoth deck. I have studied Aleister Crowley, and he was a genius and very esoteric. And I believe, ended up not so well. So be careful where you dabble. My personal opinion, of course, the deck is very popular and it's a gorgeous deck. And I myself used to. Now, this is one of the male witches that was burned. He, of course, was not a witch. He was a scientist and healer. Let's read a little bit about him, actually, because I'm not sure he was a scientist, and I don't want to get that wrong. So it says the year 1600 began with one of the most notorious burnings at the stake from that time period. On February 17th in Rome's Campo de Fiore, the philosopher Giordano Bruno was burned for heresy. A defense for the free search for truth against the abuses of power burned with him. As he was forced to kneel for his sentence, he said, "Perhaps you pronounce this sentence against me with greater fear than I receive it." When he appears as an oracle, Giordano Bruno asks us to search for truth, to learn to see the world with free eyes, and to fight in adverse times for what we believe is right. So, he was a philosopher. And a speaker of truth. So again, the keyword is truth, and you're like, yeah. But the guidebook makes it much more significant. Merlin. Again, I cannot say enough about this art style. I really like the colors. I really, really love how it, again, is both modern and old-fashioned. She was one of the main reasons I looked at this deck to begin with. And also Biddy Early. She was an Irish witch. Healer. She was a healer. So I like that this deck includes deities and witches and spiritual people. You know, it's a whole range. It covers a lot. Baba Yaga. I love Baba Yaga. Morgan Le Fay portrayed as the Fae, the androgynous Fae, which I think is wonderful. And the Witch of Endor. Now this has to do with the premonition, but premonition through speaking with the dead. So again, this witch is, I mean, this deck is, and these witches do, it's very informative, and it's fun to look up more about these particular entities. And I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoy having you here and exploring these decks with me. And we will see you next time. Take care. Bye for now.